I am an absence and a devourer. I sound delusional. Anyways, to get to the point of what I'm trying to talk about, let's get straight to it. E equals mc squared. Great, what is E? We've learned about it from one direction, from where we're at, looking down. But what about from the other direction? Well, we don't know where the other endpoint is, so how can we formulate anything? Okay, well, if E equals mc squared... Wait, what is C? Damn it, I need to look this up currently. Equals mc squared. Relativistic mass and speed of light squared mass and energy. Yeah, I know that much. Relativistic mass of a body times the speed of light squared. Wait, what is the speed of light squared? What is the speed of light squared? Okay, so there's that. So that's a reference point. Is within pi. Oh, come on. Is the speed of light itself within pi, or is the speed of light squared within pi? What is the speed of light to the power of the speed of light? What is the speed of light to the power of itself? Power of it. Oh. Oh, great. Alright. I'm gonna have to throw this into a dinky little computer calculator and see if it gives me anything. So, the speed of light is what? 299,792,458 squared. 299 792,458. 792,458 to the power of x. Two 792,458. Invalid input. Invalid fucking input. I can only fucking imagine. So I've got no way of going about it from that angle then. Even if I wanted to. Because I've got a whole bunch of silly little theories just based on concepts rather than pure math. Because, dear hell, I'm not going to let myself get lost in the details when I can use a generalization as a good enough reference point to figure out that there's something deeper, a through line between all these things. E equals mc squared. Okay, well, what is m then? What is E? And how does that relate to energy? Because what is the formula for... Well, the formula for is energy, from our perspective, is mass times the speed of light squared. Which is nice, but that doesn't define it as a single thing. In order for energy to be a consistent value that can be then calculated through this method on this scale, it means there has to be a subscale, where it can be defined as 1. And if there's a 1, there's a 0. Alright, so what is the equation for mass? Mass formula. The mass of a physical thing is a measurement of how resistant it is to acceleration. The amount of matter in a body is defined as its mass. Okay. But if mass is energy, then why the fuck are we calling it quantum tunneling when it's really just energy translation? Seriously, if you've got a low enough mass, then no matter what amount of energy you flick at it, it's going to offset internally its own addition to that original mass, and in order to stay in place or to remain consistent without disrupting, it will eject an near equivalent amount of energy on the other side. Mass is density times volume. Oh, that's just using relativity as our reference point. We need to go deeper. We need to go simpler. Because I want to challenge the very basic idea that you cannot create energy out of nothing. What if something is by definition created from a whole mass of nothing? And I don't mean that on the, oh, you can create something from nothing, perpetual motion machines are real at a feasible level. That's bullshit. We're talking quantum level, that's a different scale, where the output would not be proportional to the desired output that we're looking for. So instead, what creates 1 unit of energy? A singular, a quantum, a subquantum singular unit of energy. Well, have we found an end to pi? Because if not, then I'm going to throw this idea out there. 0 to the power of pi exponented 0 to the power of pi taken to its with the decimal point shifted to its last digit. That is what equals 1. Why would I make that little idea? Well, we have no use for pi other than measuring a circle. And what else is a circle? A singularity, a point, a relative unit. If a circle is a single relative unit, a whole, and there can be more than one circle, then does that not imply that there is a limit to what is within the circle and what isn't? In short, the event horizon is the change in scale. A change in scale through isolation as a method to preserve excess. If the event horizon limit is reached for that scale, then the same process happens. 0 becomes 1, and matter becomes a black hole. Because if you can overwhelm an event horizon by injecting more energy than it can handle into it, then soon enough you have all of these little mini singularities of 0 forming in further upon each other to create a singularity of 1, which in this case would be 2. If energy is a singularity of 1, then black holes are a singularity of 2. Sounds insane, and I don't know how to prove the math on it, but there's the idea, go run with it. You're definitely going to need to find a variable for isolation and be able to define the idea of isolation mathematically, instead of just saying something belongs in a set or isn't in a set. Because otherwise, physics just will break down entirely. You have to define the concept of isolation mathematically in order for this to work. And I think that's possible. I genuinely think that's possible. I'm not sure why, and I'm not about to waste my life trying to figure out the math on it, but I genuinely think it's possible. Just like how I think I can, at least within my lifetime, get close to the answer of, okay, how do you define a person? And I'm not just talking one person amongst thousands, I'm talking about the variable quantum state of a person who could have any number of life experiences, a singularity of a person, so as to not leave out everything that isn't, that does not count as a person, and get all of these petty laws and confusing meta-narratives of what is and isn't right out of the way. And that's the thing that's the most interesting to me, is like, okay, well then, if energy, well actually no, maybe, but no, because quantum particles are quarks and stuff, I think? No, subatomic particles are. Quantum particles are confusing. Let me go double check that information, actually. A string, a wave, a particle. A circle. A resonating little circle of isolated zeros. Hydrogen wave function. Okay. Below the scale of atoms. Particles and waves. Yeah, no shit. That's because it's literally a relative point of isolation. And through resonance, things that are similar to each other will attract each other more tightly, the more densely they're packed together. The more they resonate, the bigger their sphere of influence grows. And things that aren't like it get pushed away. So if something resonates with something, but dissonates with nothing, what do you think is going to happen as nothing keeps multiplying? Keeps self-replicating through resonance. Because that's the only thing you need for a universe to exist, is for one tiny, minuscule feedback loop in the positive direction. I.e., I think our world exists from the bare concept of nothing becoming something once a feedback loop limit is reached, forming a singularity of nothing into something. That is the only level of absurdity you need to explain our universe, is that fundamental idea. Which means there's an upper limit beyond what we live as, what we're trapped within our universe. And I think that's kind of awesome. Because it means the scale of life will never stop growing. Life will persist even in death, even as parts decay and rot. We are infinite in our own mortality, but not through being immortal. In passing things down, archiving, sentiments, storages of energy, time, and money. Time is energy, energy is money, and us money is time. Money is just us conceptually trying to put a value to our own energy output relative to our skill sets and efficiencies. Which is why people get lost in it, because they think it's the end-all be-all. No, it's just the current method of communication, because we have issues trusting each other, because there will always be those who want to greedily take more from when they don't even need it. Who would try to isolate themselves just to repeat the idea of being more and having other smaller things orbit around you. In the same way, social influence can be seen much the same. I don't know if I'm correct, but I think it's neat. I wish you luck with proving the math, because I'm not gonna bother with that shit.